Hey YouTube. This week I've been trying to figure out a different way to hang up my keys and a couple tools out in the shop. So I figured we'd show you guys another new product line I'm starting this year. I got a bunch of little short scraps, make stuff like that. So if you got something small and want something quick and easy, I'll show you how we do it. That's it.
Alright folks, so as we stated before, we are working on a key holder. I forgot to grab my pencil out of my bag. So for these, what I'm going to start by doing is just mark off I think we're going to go every inch for a mark. Then we're just gonna drill them out real quick. I messed up. What I should have done was decide where I wanted these first. So that's basically 5 inches. I think we're going to go 2 inches off the bottom. And if you guys have never used one of these before, this is a combination square. I use these things all the time. You just take it, hold it flat against your workpiece, and we'll just go back and forth on this a couple times because I want a real nice dark line. And then since I already marked these, I'm just gonna line this up with my marks. And where they intersect is where I'm going to drill a little hole. And there we go. So that's what we got. Yeah, it looks like it's showing up. I'm in my basement shop, so the lighting's not that great, but that's coming through. So then for that, and from here, all we do is run a couple holes. Now this I'm just making these out of scrap wood right now, since I've got a bunch of it from buying pallets of cutoffs. So I still paid for it, and I paid way too much for what I got. Last one. Now I gotta find the rest of my drill bits before I can drill out the mounts for these. But what I'm gonna do is pre-measure everything out for that. I gotta look at my phone real quick. And then we're gonna go with 1.5 inches. And if you've never used combination squares before, I'll see if this will focus in for me. Focus, come on, focus. All right, well, so there it is. I'm right on the 1.5 inch mark there because coming from this side, 11 would be 1 since I'm coming from the opposite direction. That's the only thing you got to remember with these. Like if you want to set it for 3 inches from this side, you got to go down to 9 inches. Yeah, it'd be 9 inches off this side. You got to subtract the number from 12 that you want. So I don't like that. I think we're going to make it 3/4 inch instead. Nah, I want to see what 1 inch looks like first. Yeah, 3/4. I got to see what size plugs I can grab to fill these up. So from here, I don't know how high I want these, so I'm just going to put a nice tall line on it on both sides. Now the only reason I'm really doing this level of marking out and making them really dark, really long, really is so I can see it better. And don't forget, this is still going to get sanded. I am going to run a router over these edges just to break them down. I might even just do it with a sander. This particular piece is probably going to go up in my shop. I got some stuff I want to hang off them. So, yeah, because first one, I have another board identical to it right here. This is actually, I'm not sure which way it'll be to grain match it. Is it that? Nope. Is it that? Not quite. Maybe it's this. I got real good at doing this when I was working with pens, yeah. So right there is your grain matched set, just to show you how I cut this one in half. And it's also really thick. I might actually throw this on the planer tomorrow and shave a little off. I'm doing all that off camera though, because y'all have seen planers plenty of times if you follow me. Now let's go with, we're going to set this for 2.5 inches down, because this is just where the mounting holes are going to be. That's going to be really close. Now a lot of these I won't have as anywhere near as tall for when I'm producing them to sell. Just throwing that out there. But this one, I want to be able to engrave my logo right in there. And I'm probably going to have some that are taller so I can put like keys, or I can, if you guys want like your family name, like, we'll use my business, the last part of my business name. So like Crafts Keys or Crafts Family Keys, just as if you want to have that level of thing, because don't forget, I am always willing to engrave stuff like that. So I'm going to pre-mark these with my drill so I can get this sanded tonight. Didn't even go all the way through, but doesn't matter. I gotta find my drill bit set, or actually most of the ones I use the most are dead in it anyway, so I might just grab a replacement pack of them. They also make mini combination squares. I just saw this. If I would have seen this one behind me, this is the one I'd rather use. This one's Harbor Freight. This one's Johnson. Wait, that says Pittsburgh on it too. Okay, this is also Harbor Freight. I was mistaken. But I really do prefer these smaller ones. They can get in easier. They're not as heavy. And they generally work just as well. I will warn you though, some of the cheaper ones, if you're checking square like that, they might not actually be square. So, take it with a grain of salt. The more money you spend, the more accurate it's probably going to be. But I also wouldn't go too crazy, because that's what if I'm checking square like that, I'm not using one of these. I'm using an actual square, like a metal machined square. It's good for a quick check, but it's not something I would ever actually rely on for something that is mission critical. But yeah. So with that, this is ready to start sanding on. And once I grab the drill bits we need, I'll come back. We'll put the holes in here. Gonna grab some plugs for it, and then we should be good to go. So that'll probably be tomorrow for me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? Doesn't cost you a cent. Helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more, and it's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye. And we are back. It's actually tomorrow evening for me. Just kind of been a rough couple days, so I took it easy today. Oh, right, I already got the drill bits out I thought I might need. So, I'm going to grab my phone out of the way. Slip that down there for now. So these are going to be our mounting hardware. I got to get some measurements off one of the screws. While they look kind of crazy, it's supposed to be able to go into drywall without any drilling, so I figured these would probably be the easiest way to be able to mount stuff, so you don't actually need a drill. You just need a hammer or a way to tap that in a little bit. I'm going to go on the end of this. We are going to be trying to mount one of these. I've got some drywall out in my shop, or outside in the barn rather, to be able to try them out. So I got some stuff I want to hang out there, hence why this one's going in my shop. But I wanted to make sure that these will work. I think I need the next size up drill bit for the small one. When you're figuring out your sizes, you just hold it up next to it and look. It's not very hard. Oh, of course, my 11/64 is not in here. Oh, wait. Haha, cool, there's 2 of them in that pack. So, yeah, that'll work. So when you're doing this, what you want to do is find a drill bit that's slightly bigger than the diameter of the screw threads, so that way you can drill all the way through and then not have to deal with your screw trying to bite into the sides. And then you want a bigger one that the screw head can go against, so you can have it sit down. So let's widen this up a little bit, because I don't want to drill into my table if I can help it. So for this, we will... You can tell where I pre-drilled, because it just slips right down. I don't have to fight it in. Oh, and last night I did run the router over the edges. You guys have seen that in cutting board videos and stuff, so I didn't feel too bad for it. Alright. So there's that, which will let the screw just drop right in. And now we need, so you can see, where are we at? There we are. The screw comes through, but that's all the farther it goes through. So I need this head to sink deeper, which is why the bigger bit's there. So we've got something for the shoulders to catch on, which will allow the screw to go deeper and this to stay the same width because I want this to be nice and strong. Really, I should be taping the drill bit so I can look at it and make sure everything stays pretty similar, but for the first run, I'm just going to eyeball it. Oh shoot, that drill bit's not big enough. Alright, well, a second, what am I thinking? I should have just used this one from the beginning. This is what happens when I'm tired. Because I've also got some plugs that are going to go in here to hide the screws when we're done. Always set your clutch to drill. And my battery just flashed at me, so. Alright, let's drop this in and then we will switch batteries and come back. Alright, there we go. And there's the difference. Tell you what, off camera, I'm going to sand this up a little bit and then I'll come back and I'll show you how the plugs go in and all that. So, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Folks, we are back. We are all nice and sanded up. There's the back, there's the front. Now, I'm determined to figure out how to make shellac work. So I'm just going to spray this real quick, and next time I see you, it'll probably be about 2 to 3 hours from now, maybe tomorrow morning. We're going to be mounting this tomorrow because it's currently a little after 7 o'clock at night. Directions say this takes an hour to fully cure, so we're going to find out. So I'm just going to flip this. These painter's pyramids are a game changer if you ever do spray finish and want to get both sides done at the same time. I highly recommend them. All right. So we'll be doing that we'll let that dry for about an hour. And right there's the rest of the hardware we're going to install on that. And while this is all happening, I'm going to grab 2 screws and 2 mounts out of this. And yeah, that's all we're going to be doing for now. And we are back. Everything's all nice and dried up and pretty. If you can't tell, I swept in here last night. Got tired of looking at all the stupid sawdust, so now we're just going to throw these hooks on and head out to the shop to mount it. so thrilling, isn't it? I think when we do these for production, they're not going to be this close together. This looks a little tight to me. You know what? I just don't like it. We're going to do every other. And don't worry, when we start, or when I start releasing these, they're not going to have extra holes. This is why I do a couple of test pieces. I can't find my tool to set these in with. Alright. Alright. That's one other thing I wanted to check right quick. I thought I grabbed them last night, but apparently I didn't. Alright. Should be right over here. It's not where I thought they were. Alright, I gotta find something. And we are out in the shop. See, I'm right here. It's cold, so I don't want to turn the heater on just for the 10 minutes or so I'm going to be out here, because to me that doesn't make sense. So these are going to be the anchors I'm trying out for these, which I'm pretty sure from my research they should be good. I can't find my hammer right now, so well, I might have to. But all you do is run one in. Ooh, I like that. Once you get it started, it goes in real smooth. All right. Let me re-angle this. All right. So these are going to take 2, and it also comes with a regular screw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop one side in, and by the way, the top of this is not sealed. I can see through it, so I am not on any studs at all. This is pure drywall mounting. I want to check it this way so I know to work for you guys. That way you don't got to worry about having a stud finder or anything. The only tool you might need that you might not have would be a level, but then that's when I would tell you have somebody else stand behind you and let you know when it looks flat. Or, you know, I mean, they're not hard to find. Somebody that has one, just borrow a little torpedo level. I mean, you could even just use you can grab one for like $2 at Harbor Freight or something, and you know, it doesn't have to be super duper fancy. Now what I'm going to do is start this screw into the back of this board. All right. So all I did was put this one on. Where are we at? I put that one in with a couple quick little screws. Yeah, just a couple turns. So it's like maybe a turn and a half in there. So that looks pretty good right there. So I just pulled that through. Again, when I'm making these for production, I'm going to be using a drill press, not a hand drill. I went a little too deep on this side. I think it'll still work. But this is for me in the shop. So if it fails, it fails. So I do not have enough of an angle. All right. So, and again, if you don't have a hammer, back of a screwdriver works pretty decent. Just pound it in there a couple times. Twist it to remove any drywall. Twist it again. Once you have where the threads are in contact, you can just twist them in. I'm also going to, before I release these, probably later tonight, I'm actually going to type up instructions. Just so, any questions are all right there. And then you just take this. And then it's just this one's definitely not going to be level. I forgot to bring one out here, but to do it, you just throw it on there, get it level, smack that anchor in. And then for the last step, we're going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, it zoomed in all the way. And then I've also got these little guys I'm going to be including that simply press in. I wouldn't glue these in because if you ever need to take it down to move it, then they'll just pop right off. We're going to go freehand, flip my little screen around. And no, I would never let that fly, but for a shop holder, I'm fine with that. But that's what they'd look like. And again, future ones, I'm going to be spreading those holes out a little more. I don't think I have I didn't bring keys out here with me. I got anything I can hang. I might be able to hang my Swiss Army knife if it's, I feel a little keychain thingy. So, So you can hang your keys, tools, stuff like that. But yeah, so, and the taller ones, don't forget I can engrave. So if you guys are interested in anything like that, feel free to let me know. I've also got 3 different colors of hooks right now: white, black, and bronze. I'm probably going to try to order some gold here soon, just so I've got those as well. But yeah, that's all we got for you this week. Cat in the Hat. Happy Dat.